Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. What time is it now? It's time to review the Galaxy Watch 4 that I got about 3 weeks ago. And the reason why I waited 3 weeks before reviewing this, or before giving you my thoughts on this watch, is because there were some technical issues with my carrier. So I got the 4G version, the LTE version of the watch, and it runs on eSIM, and yeah, my carrier here in Singapore has some kind of a network problem. So for the first week, I didn't realize that if my watch was disconnected from my phone, it would not be able to connect to the internet. And it should connect to the internet, because the very reason why I bought this watch was because this one broke. And also, I also wanted the 4G to be able to run outside without having to carry my phone in order to get an internet connection. So when I got this, I was pretty happy, and but after a week I got it, and it pretty much didn't work for me. I mean, the internet, everything else has been great so far, but I just want to take a few minutes here of your time to go through the differences briefly. So right here you can see the boxes are really different. This is more like the regular watch box. Well, actually both are like regular watch boxes. But I have the watches with me right here. I'm wearing the 44mm Watch 4, and this is my Active 2 that it replaced. And the problem with my Active 2 was that when I was out running during the pandemic, I didn't run in a gym anymore. And the sweat, it's hot and humid here, so if you run outdoors, there's going to be a lot of sweat, and the sweat got into the glass backplate of my Active 2, and basically it caused the glue, or I think, to weaken, and eventually the backplate fell off, but I could still use the watch. However, there was this metallic part here that stopped. Okay, it's a long story, but anyway, the metal part came out, and that's why I'm not able to even charge it now, so it is dead. So after it died, I bought this 3 weeks ago, and it has been great for me, except for two things. But first of all, let me change the orientation so you can see the differences more clearly. Okay, let's take a look at these two watch boxes first. These are typical watch boxes that you find on traditional watches, but actually I think both are really good. It's just that the design is different. It's not that one is better than the other, but this one comes, the Active 2 that is currently half the price of Galaxy Watch 4 is still comes in a nice little space-saving attractive box, and when you open it up, this is what it looks like. It's just like curled around. Oops, it's a bit hard to open, but it just comes with the charger and some materials, and that's it. So you're not going to pay much attention to this once you open up the box. And I like the magnetic charger, but actually both of these have the same magnetic charger, and it's too short for me. So if you're plugging it directly into a wall outlet, that's fine. But if you're plugging the extension cable into an extension, if you're plugging the charger into an extension cord on the floor, you're going to have trouble because the cable is just too short. Same here for the Galaxy Watch 4. Once you open it up, you are going to find nothing but a manual and the charger. I took out the... No, wait. I didn't take the charger out, did I? I'm not really sure, but yeah, I'm just going to get some materials, and yeah, the charger is inside, so I'm not gonna, it's a standard watch charger, magnetic charger, and the watch comes out from here. Now, so I have these two watches with me, the Active 2 and the Watch 4, and the reason why, as I mentioned before, I got the 44mm the Galaxy Watch 4 is because my Active 2 died on me. So you can see here that this metallic part is out, and previously I had this glass back, but because of extended running, I guess, or maybe it's the heat and humidity here, yeah, this thing came out. And I was still able to run with it, with this thing grating on my wrist for about, I don't know, 6 weeks or so. But eventually, you know, this popped out as well, and yep, I couldn't charge it at all, so it is permanently dead. However, it still is a very nice design, and I still like the rounded edges. If you look at the edges over here, you can see that this one's edge is very sharp, and this edge is very, very smooth. It's like a pebble. If you ask me, if you like swiping around the bezel, you know, I used to have a Gear S2, and the Gear S2 had that nice little clicky bezel around it, and the virtual bezel on this works just fine, but I don't really like swiping around on the virtual bezel here. It's okay. I mean, it's okay for me, but it just doesn't feel as good as this one. They're both the same size, by the way. They are 44 millimeters. Obviously, those of you with the smaller wrists might want to get the 40 millimeter version. Okay, and coming down to this question, why did I get the Galaxy Watch 4 and not the Watch 4 Classic? It's the same reason why I didn't get the Gear S3 Classic. Because the Gear S3 and the Classic versions with the physical bezel, they look good. They feel not so good, because I went into the store. I'm someone who values, like, you know, a watch being lightweight and nice feeling. And for me, even though the Classic is made of better materials, they're saying it's stainless steel as compared to the aluminum on this. The stainless steel is very heavy and it's very hard. Right? You feel like my wrists are not that big as well. So you're wearing something that's thicker and heavier and harder on your wrist, like almost 24/7, you're gonna feel it, and for me, it just doesn't feel comfortable. I prefer a softer touch, and yeah, I like the softer feel of the aluminum. I wish they had the ability to make a metal bezel around this, but yeah, at the expense of comfort and weight, I choose the lighter one. Yeah. Okay, one thing about the design is that this side part, it seems more streamlined compared to this. However, this sits more flush against your wrist. Even though they look the same, someone told me that this version, the Watch 4, is actually thinner. I'm not sure if it really is thinner or not, because yeah, if you look at it from the top, they actually look pretty much the same. Yeah, and because this one cannot be fully bent down, you can see that this one can. When you wear it against your wrist, it's going to stick out. So for example, I'm going to show you how it looks around my wrist right here, so you can see. Okay, so this is how it looks. Obviously I can't turn it on anymore, but I don't know, it doesn't stick out as much as the newer one. So now this is the one before I need to, sorry, just give me a moment. Yep. So yeah, there's a little bit more of a gap over here, I would say, when I'm using the Watch 4. It isn't very big, but it is noticeable. So for example, if you are laying this flat on a charger, this would actually charge better because it goes flat, whereas this doesn't go that flat. But the Active 2 wraps around your wrist better. So yeah, that's something to consider. The bezels here are a little bit thinner as well. So I really like that the bezels are thinner, but I don't like that they are flat this time, and there's no curve at all. About the processor, the processing speed, I do feel that it moves a whole lot faster. So for example, if I were to put this over here, okay, let me just show you. You can also take pictures with it. If you push these two buttons, it takes a picture. Yeah, and scrolling like through the watch faces, it it is noticeably faster on the newer watch. It's just way better. Yeah, the only bad thing is the bezel is the virtual bezel is not too good. It's not as good as the Active 2. So, yeah, if you really want to save serious cash, I would just say get the Active 2. But of course, if you're going to get a smartwatch anyways, and if you're going to use it for 2 or more years, you just want the best of the best and get the Galaxy Watch 4, as I did. Okay, all right, this is not going to stay there. So anyway, it's a lot more snappy, and this one goes with Google OS, so it's not Tizen anymore. So you would just like swipe for your stats, and yeah, you would swipe up to delete your notifications. And this is the stock watch face that it comes with. And so if you were to go this way, you can see the settings. Not sure if you can oh, okay. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see on the screen, but the settings are, I'm not sure why. It's a bit difficult to show you this. Maybe it's due to the design or the colors. All right, so moving on to the apps. The reason why you want to get this is because the Google Wear OS is on this watch, and it's not on the Active 2. If you care a lot about Google services and products like Maps, for example, Maps is very, very useful here, simply because if you go into Google Maps and you're entering maps on your, I probably shouldn't, if you're entering maps on your phone, you are going to be able to get notifications on your watch as well. So that is a very, very good thing in my view. So you don't have to keep on dishing your phone out of your pocket. You can just look at your watch and it will be good. The pictures come out just the same as before. The browser, I tried it on Bluetooth, it's fine. Unfortunately, I'm not able to test the LTE browsing. And here, most importantly, you can download apps straight from Google Play, and you don't have to look for Samsung's store. For me, it's pretty much the same experience as on the Active 2, but the Watch 4 just has many more apps. Especially they are optimized for and by Google. So you got the phone, and you can definitely just like randomly dial people. If you have the eSIM installed on this watch, it doesn't have any. There's no physical SIM slot or anything. It goes with a virtual SIM card. And yep, it has Samsung Pay as well, so you can just tap. I mean, it's the same as this. It's just that Samsung Pay activates faster, just because the processing speed is better. And I haven't set it up because I had to reset this watch several times due to the software issue. It even controls your camera. So if you tap on the camera, it says allow camera to access this device's location. You can actually connect to your phone, and this can preview your camera, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if this watch can do it. Maybe it can, but I haven't tried. We have a third-party app. However, this is officially supported by Google and or Samsung, so that is a good thing. Okay, there's my phone is in the other room. Maybe that's why it doesn't load the preview. But it does work. Yeah, and then internet browsing is possible. You can go to YouTube, but yeah, it takes some time to load. It is faster though than the previous one. But of course, you're not going to be watching YouTube on your watch, are you? Yeah, apart from that, I would say the experience is pretty much similar to the Active 2. In fact, I don't think the addition of like Wear OS makes it like a huge difference. It is more convenient, but it is not like a must-have in my opinion. I could easily go with the Active 2 and not miss much. except for the faster speed on the newer one. So yep, that is it for my opinion of the watch. I'd say if you want to spend half the money, just get the Active 2. It's not a whole lot different, but if you like the styling and the speed of the new one, then you can check the Galaxy Watch 4 out. But I think above all, you should actually go into the store and try the Galaxy Watch 4 on, and the Active 2 if it is on display, because it helped me out so much. I thought at the beginning I might want to get the classic version, but yeah, no, the classic was out of the question for me, just because it was so uncomfortable to wear. So I chose the regular Watch 4, and I'm pretty happy I did. I just need to resolve my 4G LTE issue with my carrier. So that's it. That's it for my 3-week impressions. And if you have any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll be sure to respond to them. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.